Jan. Welcome everybody to the Unagi Sayaka Watch. If you guys are big fans of Unagi Sayaka, then this is the channel for you. As you know, Unagi Sayaka, since she left Stardom to go freelance wrestling, I've been keeping up on her progress as a freelancer, what promotion she's been in, what matches she's been participating in, any other things that she's been involved in, including interviews and whatnot. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, let's talk about the recent matches that she was involved for this month of February. The first one, this one's coming from Marvelous, that took place on the 12th of February. It took place at Shiba TKP Garden City. She teams up with, of course, hopefully I pronounced it right, Inoue from Just Tap Out. They face Maria and Riko Kawahara. Now, a big fan of Maria and Riko Kawahara as a tag team. They have been very well established for months. I mean, they started out as rivals and then tag team, but this has put another test to Unagi and Inoue together as a tag. Now, I know Maria has her issues towards Unagi because, as you know, Maria is a homegrown wrestler with Marvelous, and she would do anything in her power to protect Marvelous from an invader like Unagi. If you guys ever followed the story, we're seeing the same thing with like in AEW, where we have Saraya and Tony Storm, like the outsiders, the freelancers, taking on the homegrowns like Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, that kind of thing. So, but what I like about this match is how, of course, Unagi wants to progress more in her wrestling craft, but Inoue, who also is doing the same thing too, since she decided not no longer be in the shadows of her former friend Tomoka Inaba. But however, she almost had this match won, but it was Riko Kawahara that put her in a Fujiwara armbar, forcing her to tap out, which was a very disappointing loss. But of course, Unagi will not put her at fault at this because she's still learning. But I know for a fact that Unagi would like to have a crack at Riko Kawahara for a chance. Now that partial video is available the Marvelous YouTube channel. I will put that on the description down below. It's pretty good. Now, the following day, both Inoue and Unagi had to travel back to Tokyo to be part of Just Tap Out for the in Jinjuku face. They face Tomoka Inaba and Yu Yamagata. Now, if you guys remember clearly, months ago, Unagi and Inoue teamed up together, breaking Tomoka Inaba's heart. Yu Yamagata, who plays like a mother figure for Tomoka, they would love it nothing more than get revenge on what transpired with Inoue betraying Tomoka to be with Unagi. This match also felt the same kind of thing, where you thought in some capacity that somehow Inoue will be overcoming being in the shadow of Tomoka, but it did not. Tomoka put her in a submission, also forcing her to tap out. Another disappointing loss for her, but Unagi never put her at fault for this. For her, she looks at it as a progress. Now, as soon as the match was over, all of a sudden we saw something very interesting. We saw one of the homegrown girls in Just Tap Out named Hizoka decided to align herself with Unagi and Inoue. I'm like, holy cow, we're seeing a division now. But however, one particular person, two people who do not like the fact what Unagi has been doing recently, that is, of course, Misa Kagura, also known as the Tam Nakano clone, and I believe her tag partner, what's her name? Sumiki Yamagawa. They both have issues towards Unagi, and they decided they're gonna put themselves in a 3-on-3 tag match. Of course, it's gonna be Unagi, Inoue, and Hizoka, and of course, who is Misa and Sumiki going to be teaming with? Well, that is the most interesting thing. They already announced it because she was attending the show, not participating. And that person is, of course, is Yuri. Now, I don't know when that will take place, but I can't wait to see it. And of course, there's no video of that, but once I find it, and if it's on the Just Step Out YouTube page, I will upload it on the next time when we see it. But for now, I will. This is all we have. But um, if you guys did catch her recent match with GLEAT, her debut match was against Yukari Hosogawa. Now, if you guys remember, um, ever since we know Unagi went straight to freelancing, she decided to assess the top wrestlers in their respective promotions. Now, you probably ask yourselves, those who have not been keeping up with Unagi, who is the top Yoshi girl in GLEAT? Well, the only one right now, well, kind of the current one who's at the top is Michiko Miyagi. You may remember her as Andras Miyagi from Oedo. She is current top champion. Yukari Hosogawa is like the second who's been with her, teaming with her, facing her. They have fought freelancers together. And then there's Maya Fukuda, who is one of the most recent girls, but she only participates in UWF rules match. But the match went on to be with Yukari and Unagi. And that match was okay. But the obvious thing does tell how much ring rust does Yukari has. As you know, much of 2022, Yukari decided to take some time off to focus on her exams. And now that she's done with that, she's back with GLEAT. She did pretty good, but not enough because she lost through submission to Nagi. Now I know Nagi is not done yet. She definitely wants to have a match against Michiko Miyagi. So I don't know when will that happen, but I'm sure it will happen. We just don't know when, we don't know where, or what event it's going to be in. So I will be sticking close to that particular one. Now, I did mention certain matches in the past. Apparently, some new ones have come across. Coming up, there's one that's coming up for ZERO1, and this one's a very interesting one. This takes place on the 17th of March. It's going to be in Kumado. I don't know where that is. There's going to be a tag team. We're going to have Kyoko Inoue, who is the founder of Diana, teaming up with Takako Inoue as well. I don't know if they're related. That's something I'm not sure yet. But they will be facing against Unagi Sayaka and, of course, Madeline. Now, I'm a fan of Madeline. I've seen Madeline, how she works. She is a really interesting wrestler to follow. Not the best wrestler or the greatest, but someone who I am interested in following. I mean, the first time I saw Madeline was she had a unique, different story. She does have an MMA background. I even talked about her in the past. This is the first time these two actually team up, both Madeline and Unagi. Now, Madeline did mention on her on her YouTube channel that this is the first time they team up. And it's true because I don't think they ever come across each other. I don't know if they bump ins during the backstage. I'm not sure if their first encounter was last year during that anniversary show at Cork and Hall. I know Maddie was involved in that, and so was Unagi. But this is going to be interesting to see those two team up. So I'm kind of curious about this match. Hopefully, I get to see some partial of it or see photos. I'm not sure. But I'll stay apprised of this one as well. Now, as I mentioned, I always talk about interviews that she does. There's one that you definitely got to enjoy. If you guys remember a guy named Mr. Haku, Mr. Haku was the translator for DDT Pro Wrestling for the English side, where he translates for wrestlers. Even to this day, he does the same thing. He continues to translate for wrestlers on their progress. He did an interview with Unagi recently at the Katsuko. What was it? The Kotatsu Studios. Unagi had some interesting stuff that she talks about, mainly about her wrestling style, planning to travel overseas, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of things that was talked. I will put that interview on the description down below for everyone to see. I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy that. I think that's pretty much it what we have for Unagi. If there's anything new coming up, I'll try to put those up as soon as possible. So I think that's pretty much it what we have for now. So I'll see you guys on the next episode. So I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.